right, so the transformation begins. I didn't want to go ahead and film me taking off all the hardware because it's not necessary. Hi. I just, unscrewed all like the little corner pieces, the hinges, the knobs and everything like that, took out the glassware. That way I can get to wiping this down. I'm gonna lightly sand it. The paint that I'm using today is Amy Howard's furniture paint, and it's a paint that's not necessary for sanding, priming, anything like that. So if you read here on the bottom, no stripping, no sanding, no priming, no top coat needed. It's an all-in-one. I will link Amy Howard's website down below if you guys want to. Today it's just going to be in the color black, and I already had a small one open from when I had did the entryway bench over there. So I'm just gonna finish that one up first. One thing that I do recommend are these brushes. They are called zebra brushes. They are now available at Home Depot. So you can get them there. Before I was ordering these online because they weren't available in stores near me, but I just noticed that they have them at Home Depot not too long ago, I believe. So this one is, I believe it's called the square, what does it say? Nope, doesn't say it on here, but I think this is the squared brush is what in their line it's called. I have a few of their other ones. This one just allows you to get into like really good detailed spots. Like so when I try to get into here or in these little areas, it's easier than a full fanned brush. So we're gonna do that. What they recommend also is to place your can upside down, and I'll do it with this one on here, just to kind of get all the pigment to the top. We'll give a good shake, but while I am wiping down and sanding the hutch, I will just have this doing that. I'm only going to do the top, I think, today because I have a lot of things to do and I don't think I'm gonna get to the bottom part. So that's why I didn't take off the hardware, just in case you were wondering. But yes, I will do probably the bottom half tomorrow. It'll be all in one video, so you guys don't have to worry about clicking onto another video to see the full product. But yeah, the reason why I am sanding this down, it's just gonna be a light sand, is because I had previously painted this with, I believe it was Country Chic's, I can't remember the name, the color name, but I had painted this and then I did a sealer on it. And just since it's like really slick, I just want to rough it up a little bit so that way this one can go ahead and stick a little bit better. Even though it's not necessary, I'm just taking that extra measure so that way it lasts longer. So one more time of how the top hutch looks. So sad to say goodbye to the green, but I think the black, honestly guys, I know I've been talking about it for so long, should I do it, should I not, would just match with the theme of what we're looking for in this house. So without further ado, we'll get into it. I'll show you all the steps that I take, but it's pretty much a one-step paint, so there's not really a lot of steps to do, but we'll get into it. And in the meantime, let's look at the babies and how they're getting along and how they play fight. It's great, it's great. All right, let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Zori. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'd love if you would join our YouTube family. I know that it's been a little while since I posted up a video with work and just life in general. My schedule got away from me. Sorry. I will start placing more videos coming up. I have been recording, I just haven't had time to edit. So I have a lot of content for you guys. And then Halloween, fall, Christmas, all the things will be coming up. I can't wait for the holidays. I don't know about you guys, but just a few days ago I was like, man, I really feel like Christmas, like Christmas cookies, music, the weather, here in South Florida, it is blazing hot. I don't know about you guys and where you are, but this has been the hottest summer for quite some time. It's been super hot. I have like 5 different sunburns from being outside and painting our house, which is another video I will show you guys. But yes, thank you for stopping by today. I really hope that you enjoyed this content. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that way you are notified whenever I put up a new video. I will start trying to get back onto my weekly videos like normal, but for now, this one is going to be, I think this is going to be actually a 3-part series, just because I know I said it at the beginning, but it has been rough, guys. It has been a rough wind. Alright, so what I just held up here is tack cloth. It's really good to get off any sanding, leftover bits, hair, fuzzies. I have 3 fur balls, so I want to make sure I'm picking up all of their hair, any residue left over from sanding. This is a really good habit to have, just because before you paint, you want to make sure that your surface is nice and clean and it doesn't get any bits into your paint, so you don't want to contaminate your paint with any sanding particles, any dust, any fur balls, hair. We all have them here. So this is just something that I like to do after I've sanded and I'm getting ready to paint. Okay, so even though, like I told you, to put the can upside down, shake it really well. So with Amy Howard's paint, because it is a 1-step paint, it's typically very thick, like this. If you can see that, it's a different consistency than if you've ever tried any other furniture paint. Dixie Belle, Country Chic, and it's definitely different if you're doing like the silk paints. So I started getting into furniture painting probably almost 2 years ago. I originally painted this one. I told you, the green one, or the Hutch green. And since then, honestly, furniture paint has been evolving. Like, they come up with new things all the time. There's another one from Amy Howard that I may be painting the inside of the hutch, like this area, and this way to give it a pop, but I haven't decided if I want to go full black on everything or if I wanted to do that color, which is a Java color. So anyways, going back to this one, so if you want to make sure, even though shaking it up and putting it upside down for a couple of minutes, you still stir this really well, and it's because like all of it gets gunked on the bottom. It doesn't matter if it's new paint, old paint, it's just the way that their paint is, because it's all-in-one. So all-in-one meaning primer, pigment, and top coat. So this one doesn't necessarily need a top coat, but you can go ahead and do a top coat if you desire to. So I went ahead and I stirred this one pretty good. I think we're ready to go in. I will talk a little bit with you guys while doing this part, and then I'm only wearing gloves because I have to go to work in a couple of days, and this paint sometimes is hard to get off. So I don't want it to be all over my nails and then my hands and everything, and I go back to work and people are like, what were you doing? But yeah, so another thing with all-in-one step paint, you do not need to wet your brush, and you do not need to water this down at all. You do not water it down. That's a big no-no with these paints. If I was using like one of the other paints, like that I mentioned before, Jolie, Dixie Belle, those you can water down to get a good consistency. With, let me move you guys up here. So with this paint, it is self-leveling, which is why I had originally got it, because self-leveling means that even though originally like these, you can see some of the stroke marks in between, but with this one, it does level out. So even though you might see like a little bit, see I already got paint on me, a little bit of stroke marks, it's okay. By the time it dries, it'll pretty much be self-leveled out. I may or may not do 1 or 2 coats on this one, depending on how the first coat goes. I may just continue to do just the 1 coat, but I want to see, like, I think on the bench, I think I did do 2 coats, so I may need to do it, but that was like a dark wood color, and there was a lot of damaging on it. That way I wanted to make sure that I got in all the crevices, but this is a little bit different. This one was actually in really good shape. Most of the furniture that I furniture paint, I've either gotten from like Facebook Marketplace, or I've picked up on the side. So you can go ahead, just put like a little bit onto your brush, and then I'll show you like starting up here. But the thing is, with this paint, you actually want a lot. So we're gonna put in more. Ooh. Glad I'm wearing gloves. Ideally, I would love the top to have been down versus it being up already, but because it's so heavy, I can't take it down myself. So even though it's self-leveling, I kind of like to go with how I would normally paint, which is I get all of my paint on there, and then I do one last stroke on here. So like on here, one last stroke. All in one direction, not going back and forth. A little bit different than house painting. It's not the same. All right, so now that I've gotten that, so even though I was saying that I don't know if I'm gonna do more than 1 coat on here, I'm definitely going to need to do more than 1 coat. So, because I can see the green already peeking through. But it is a very nice paint, honestly. If you guys ever decide to furniture paint and you want to do like a beginners, I think this is probably the best, because a lot of people, when starting out, you want that instant gratification. And having instant gratification usually means like not doing more than 1 step. You don't want to, it kind of deters the person from actually doing the project. So if you're thinking of furniture painting, I think this brand is really good. There is also, Dixie Belle came out with their new line of all-in-one step paint as well. I can link them below. Now I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, can't I just go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get paint as well and just do it there? You can. It's not that you can't. I just have tried these brands and I like the way that their product works out. So that is what I choose to do. Everybody's different. If you hear any noise in the background, that's probably my father-in-law. He's helping do some of the stumps because Scott had cut a couple of our trees down and we're trying to remove the stumps, but you know, we're the type of people that like to do things for ourselves. I'm gonna move you guys down so you can see a little bit. But I'll also bring you guys a little closer so you can see how the paint is actually starting to look. So see, even though I told you you'd have these streak marks, they will level out once drying is complete. And it takes about like 30 minutes to dry. And then you want to wait, obviously, before adding a second coat on. So we're gonna go back up, finish this side. And if you guys enjoy stuff like this, please just let me know. I probably will be doing a few things over just because I feel like our style, like I told you guys, I feel like our style has changed in the past year. We were originally into the farmhouse, I don't even know, I guess fad or whatever. But we realized that like going more into it that we aren't so farmhousey. Scott is still, I feel like he's borderline farmhouse slash borderline rustic. And when we started to do some research on like really what our design was or what our style was, he realized that no, that's not what he entirely loves. Like he likes portions of it, and so do I. Like there are some things that I like that fall into that farmhouse slash rustic family. But it's not entirely our style anymore. So yeah, I'm just using a generous amount, making sure I'm getting into the crevices. This brush, like I said, is really good for that. My only thing is I'm trying to be really aware of the wall. Because like I said, preference-wise, I would have loved for this to be on the ground. It's a little easier to get a good look as far as like 360 view and everything like that. But yeah, this paint's really easy to work with. I remember the first time I bought it, I was a little nervous. Wasn't sure, I guess, how it would work. This whole self-leveling thing, it was like a little bit of a myth. Did it really work? Did it really not work? You know, I wasn't seeing a lot of people using it at first when I first got it. And, but then I heard like, oh, all the raves, but I was like, I'm not seeing a lot of people doing it on YouTube channels and stuff like that. So I wanted to, I guess I just wanted to try it out for myself, but be cautious that it may not work out the way that it said it would. But yeah, it's pretty easy. I recommend it, like I said, for anybody that's starting out. It's probably an easier paint to work with. And also do like some research if this is something that you're into or if you like to make as a hobby. try it out. Let me know if you do. I'd be really interested to see what your projects look like. I would like to get more creative with projects, but I'm also really scared. So like doing molds and just different pieces I feel like would be really cool. But yeah, this is something I really enjoy doing. It's very calming, honestly. What you do want to watch out for is clumping. So that means like drip marks, you want to make sure you catch those before they dry. Yes, it is self-leveling, but if it's a clumped up piece or area, it's still gonna be a little hard for the paint to level out. So just you make sure you want to try to grab those drip marks before it does dry. It's not as bad because it is a thicker paint than some of the other runnier paints. So that's something to keep in mind also. Some of the other paints are a little bit harder to control if it's your first experience. I can also link down another YouTuber. She is who I watched and who essentially made me feel like I could possibly do furniture painting. Her name is Christina Muscari. She flips furniture. I love furniture painting. She has a company called Pretty Distressed, also the same name as her YouTube channel. I'll link her below in case you guys want to see some of her amazing pieces. She is really good, and I honestly would love to meet her and catch up with her. I think that would be really nice. So Christina, if you're having to see this video come up, message me. You are like a great inspiration to anyone that feels like they can't do furniture flipping, because you just make it look so easy and you're really intuitive and really descriptive with how you do things. And yeah, so if you are interested, she is a good person to follow. Alright, so it looks like this side is done, guys. Alright, we're gonna let that side dry. I'm gonna come back over here, try and see if we can finish up this side, and then I'm debating on how I want to do the inside, if I still want to do everything black or if I want to do it the beige color. So it's not beige, it's called Java, so it's like a coffee brown kind of, could you put like a cappuccino? I feel like it's a cappuccino color. That's what it looks like anyways. I haven't opened up the tin yet, so I'm actually really excited to open that up. So I'm still going to paint on the insides here, because I feel like this part, I'd still want it to be black. Great. Ooh, lighting here just got like super bad. We'll do one final sweep up. Alright guys, so for the rest of this video, I'm just gonna pretty much keep it silent. I'll do an voiceover to communicate any further steps that I take. But yeah, that is pretty much to it for the paint. Paint's not very difficult to use. The paint's not very difficult to use. So I'm going to continue to do all the top of that. I'll do the inside, but so what I was trying to say is that this other one from, it's also from Amy Howard's brand. It's called their 1 Hour Miracle paint. So this paint, it can be used on cabinets, doors, floors, and more. So it's really like a versatile line in their brand that they use. Also no prep, no sealing. So this is again an all-in-one step paint. Another thing that we want to do with this one is also shake it, leave it upside down for a couple of minutes before using it. But anyhow, this is the color that I used, and I originally bought it because I thought about maybe redoing my dining table, but I think I'm gonna leave it the way that it is. I really do like it. Scott was saying, if anything, just do the legs this color. I think I'm gonna hold off on this. I do like the color in general, so it doesn't matter what I decide to use it for, I'll still have it. But I was just thinking, I was like, oh, contrast-wise, it would be really nice to have this on the inside, and that way, like when I do my glasses and china sets and stuff like that, it's not just so black, because I feel like when you have a black hutch, you can't be, and maybe this is me and it could be completely wrong, leave comments down below, you can't be as eclectic with all black, and it's just because you want things that pop. So glass, like most of my wine glasses and stuff like that are not colored, they're glass. So you don't have that transparency, that you have that complete transparency. So when you put them on a hutch, they kind of get lost, and I don't want them to get lost. So I was thinking maybe if I do the Java on the inside where the mirrors are, it'll brighten up the space a little bit, and it'll give it that neutral contrast inside, and then I can put my glasses in there and they'll still be noticeable. Let me know if that's just me in my head. I don't know. That's just my way of thinking. But yeah, so we're gonna continue with this, and hopefully you guys like the end result. So leave a little paintbrush emoji if you're still with me. Let's continue painting. So guys, I really enjoy furniture painting, and I'm not sure if this is content that you guys enjoy. If so, please put it down in the comments below what you'd like to see more of, more DIYs now that seasons are coming up, or the seasons are coming up. And I just did this hutch. If there's anything you'd like to see in addition to the hutch, how I got my inspiration and so forth. If you guys also would like, I'm thinking about doing shop with me's. So when I go into the antique stores, like I did last week, I did ask for permission to see if it's okay, because it's a self-owned antiques shop. It's not like Goodwill or any of those big places. So I just want to make sure with the owners it's okay if I go ahead and I film in their store. They said yes, it was fine. So the next time that I do go, I'll make sure to film a little bit for you guys. Got a lot of sweet finds this last time that I went, and I'll also show those to you guys in an upcoming video. And yeah, I'm so excited for this year. I feel like there's a whole bunch of new things that we're getting to do since we don't have to plan for a wedding. We're able to put in our time into the house and really figure out what it is that we want and how we want our home to look. So as I was mentioning about the seasons that are coming up, I'm really excited that I finally painted this hutch black. I feel like a lot of the decor that I'm going for this fall, this Halloween. Halloween is always going to have a little bit of black magic in it. But Christmas, like my color scheme, I feel like this is just going to work so much better. I know I've been talking about doing this hutch for, it seems like, since I started YouTube, which it's only been a year now. Can you believe it? It's been a year. I'm still new, still learning, still trying to get my YouTube family. I really enjoy having you guys watch it. When I see that you guys really like something, you like the videos, and you view them, it honestly, it just gives me this, like, I want to say, like, almost spark joy. If anybody knows where that's from, please leave it in the comments below. But it honestly just gives me this great feeling of, like, there's people out there enjoying the same things that I enjoy, are learning just as I'm learning. And it's great to know that there's a community out there that just enjoys the same things, like homemaking, DIYs, getting crazy about all the seasons and all the decorations. And yes, we go to Home Goods and multiple times a week just so that way we can see if there's anything new. And I'm really happy if you're here for the first time, and even if you're a subscriber from before, I'm just glad to have you guys here with me. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I'm going to split this into 2 videos just because it would have been over an hour long, and I don't want to put you guys through the agony of watching for over an hour. So I split this into 2. The next one will be coming out just shortly after this one is posted, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye!